Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. How are we doing on this fine evening? Hope you've had the weather. I don't know if you're in the UK, but we're having some cracking weather at the moment. It's been fantastic. So, hope you're all well. Nice to see you all. We're back. We're back on the German Megva. I am still loving this map. This is definitely my most enjoyable map at the moment. Totally enjoying it. Good evening, everybody who's in. I saw Ham and Eggs was in before. Boston, Welsh, nice to see you. Farmer Hamish, good to see you, mate. Dutch, Mrs. Prof, lovely to see you as always. Almost summer in Denmark. Nice to see you. Nice to hear it, Mark. Marky boy, how are you doing? Nice to see you. How's the new desk working out, mate? Dr. Fish. I know, look at that. I just thought, when I logged in, it was 7:42 in-game. And that is quite nice, isn't it? For all we moan about the game sometimes, there's every now and again it just gives you a little bit of a nice one. So, hot and humid in Georgia with Mike. The weather is lovely in Scotland, thank you, Alan. We had a beautiful day today. Beautiful day. Alan Rhodes is in as well. Nice to have you back, Alan. I know it's been a while. Good to see you. Right, so plan tonight. I think I might have given it away a little bit in the thumbnail, but we have invested ourselves in a little John Deere, I say little, a big John Deere planter. But what we're going to do before then, we have got a lot of grass here, of course, but I filled in some of the ditches. So did this off cam, but we've leveled stuff, and it's because of Cranky. He's not here yet, but Cranky said that he joined some fields together. So we've done the same. So this ditch here and this ditch here we've joined together, and I actually think we're going to join these. Probably no, we're going to join these two fields together, 38, 9 and 38, to make them one bigger field. There's a big high ridge going along here, so it's kind of putting me off doing this one. I think 40 on its own is a big enough field as is, so yeah, we'll merge these two together and we'll merge these two together. But we're also going to throw a cultivator into these, or two cultivators, if I head back over here. Evening, Share, how are you doing? Desk is brilliant. They are robust desks, aren't they, Mark? Very robust. Yeah, if we head back over here, we'll probably plug in. We're going to remove the leveling stuff from the class and actually get it to work in a field, which will make Hamish very happy, I'm sure. We have got, I think this is a Tiger Mate. I can't remember which one it is. Is it a Tiger Mate? It is a Tiger 8 MT. But we have one of those already that we'd used in the other field when we cultivated it. So that's looking a bit dirty. That's got the fertilizer applicator on it, but we're not going to use that today. We'll leave it unhitched. But so we'll probably throw in, I think, the Zerion and probably, I don't know, maybe the Massey. I can't remember what horsepower you need for these. It's quite chunky, the horsepower, but we'll throw those in. I know we've got the turning circle on the big JCB is quite rubbish, if I'm being honest. So we may not use that. We might use the Fent though. Although I want to use that. I want to keep the Fent for that. So we do have the 900 Fent. Hang on a second. Let me just check this actually. Tiger Mate. It needs a lot of horsepower. 440 horsepower. So that does limit us slightly as to what we use. So the Zerion, and I'm probably going to go with JCB then, so we can use the Fent 1000. Evening, George, how are you doing? What's most important, the wife is happy. That is the sign of a good desk and a good purchase. So we will use the JCB. Not that it's, you know, would be my first preference, but let's use it. But first and foremost, let's get this hooked up. Now that planter is wide, and the reason we're doing this is because we've covered it up there. Again, we did that off stream. But we've got not masses of grass off this, so we're going to replant everything with corn and do a mega corn harvest in the next harvest. And we're going to try and fill as many bunkers as we can. We'll probably fill this little one here, but also we've got a load more across the road because we are a BGA farm. I want to be kind of getting stuff processed into some of these into some of these fermenters here, so that is what we want to be doing. So, ooh, there we go. Let's get hooked up now. There we go. Let's get this over to the field, and let's also get the JCB hooked up with the other one. Elder, nice to see you. Ooh, lemon meringue pie for Llama. Oh, that's a whole year. Oh, that's the only problem with share. Don't make it just yet. I realise this problem we had the other time. You've got to be a bit skillful around the edge of the building there, or you get caught on it. Evening, Alan. Nice to see you. Well, those of you who've bought 100... you reminded me there, Alan, and Boston as well. If you've bought 100,000 subscriber limited edition hats, I approved the embroidery yesterday. It looks awesome. So, I think they'll be getting stitched in the next week or so. Which is great. So we're probably not a million miles away from getting them shipped out, which is nice. Right, I'm gonna... Is this the big field we're in here? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna do this field first. So field 40, I need to set this up. I'm gonna run 2 together in here. So while he's unfolding, let's go and get the JCB. I love lemon meringue pie. Very nice indeed. NJN, nice to see you. How are things? And I see you, Chad, there in the vertical as well. Nice to have you here. Actually, I wonder if this is... That's why the steering's rubbish. I've only got it on front wheel steer. Well, we can change that, can't we? Steering mode. Of course, I've got too many VCA things on here, so I can't... Who knows what steering mode is? We need this on 4-wheel steer. Hey Mike, thank you very much indeed. Hi Rian, nice to see you. Mark, first time viewer, loving it so far. Ex-farmer here in Carlisle. Good to have you, Mark. If you want it in, I'm not sure if you're watching on your phone or you're watching in on a wider screen, but if you click on the link at the top, there's a regular widescreen there as well. If that helps you. I've got so many things here, I can't switch my steering mode. I could go in and have a look in the keybinds, but what I might do is wait and see if anybody knows it off the top of their head. Any of you JCB fans, because it is pretty shabby on the turns. Oh, we could fill this bunker actually with maize. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? That's what we might do. Right, we'll have to have a look in a minute. We don't need to allow create fields on, so we'll make sure we don't do that. It does, doesn't it, Lucky? This time of the morning, I really think that the fog and the mist does really set FS25 apart from 22. The whole lighting thing does work very, very well. Oh, we'll just ride straight over the top of that car that was parked there. This is what happens when you run duels everywhere. Control Y, Dr. Fish comes in clutch with oh, that doesn't work. That's create fields. Shift Y? No, that's the same. Oh, what happened to Chester this morning, Welsh? Let me just have a look. I'm going to find steering mode. That didn't work, but that could be my settings. Vehicle driving. Control Y it is. Well, that's using create fields for me. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, you're going to tell me it hasn't got four-wheel steering? That might explain things. Oh, good. It's just going to have really bad steering angle then, right? Thank you, Chad. Double power. It will have been the active one. That's a good one though. I'll check that. I'll just double check that. Control Y. No, it's still create fields. So let's see what happens. I have been, guess what I've been doing this week? Tweaking my settings. So let's see if we've improved anything. Right, no course. Let us generate. We are gonna do 2 headlands would be 4 headlands with multiple tools, wouldn't it? And they're 8 meters. Let's go 6. Start work on the center. Rounded corners, yeah, that helps. Corner radius 5, headland overlap, fine. Usual story, I will do as little as possible because I think that helps you get the best courses. We did throw a skip row in there as well, so that could make things interesting. But that looks pretty good, right? Let's come out. Let's make him do his thing. I'm going to drive him over there, actually. I will drop the Tiger and give it a shot. So, first waypoint. Temporary course, let's copy the course so we can paste it into the other tractor. And 1 away. There we go. I am interested, I've been tweaking my settings this week. And I think I might have cracked textures behind the vehicle. Nope. Damn it! Thought I had. I mean, it's maybe slightly better, but it's not 100%. Right, so there started. You're watching the Blue Jays game. Farmer Shadow, nice to see you. How are you? Mark, are these settings available on console or only on PC? Sorry for my ignorance, all new to this. Which settings are those, Mark? The course play stuff, setting the courses, that is unfortunately only available on PC, but if you're talking about the fog and the mist and that is a default. Right, paste that. Now, what was our first tractor? I didn't even check. Left one, so this one will be right one. Got to check that. Right one. Just going to turn this on here and let him get on with it. Don't get on with it like that. Get on with it like this. That was me not doing first waypoint again. Typical. It's definitely better, boss, and I agree. I agree, and I've got some very sharp... I literally turned everything up to the huge... Oh, you think try everything? Eh? Okay. Let's drop it then. Let's just do a check here, Hamish. Control Y. Yeah. We do not have the luxury of four-wheel steering. What do you mean tank is empty? No, 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 no. Do I have to run this with... Is it going to make me run this with... Because it's got fertilizer applicator on it. It is, isn't it? Right, okay, we can... Bit of field repairing here. You... No. Customize. There we go. It'll work now. There we go. I suppose the benefit with this is we may be giving ourselves enough of a space between the tractors that... Oh, he runs slow, doesn't he, compared to the Zerion? What's he giving? An hour and 5 minutes for the fast track, which is chipped. Look at the Xerion go compared to the fast track. That's kind of frightening, isn't it? Jeez. Know where my money would be. It's the same vehicle, it's the same cultivator, so... Interesting. Interesting, I thought that would laugh at that, but that is creeping along, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, the core settings, I've noticed the AI works are good on console, but not this good. Yeah, you do get more flexibility. See, now, look. I'm getting some good textures there, aren't I? Look. It's working. It's working. Right, we might leave that. It's going alright, isn't it? It's going alright. We're just going to run out of things to do if we're going to have to wait for these to play catch-up. I wonder if we throw in another... needs to be 1,000 or 1,000 horsepower more. Blue? Yeah, that would have been a lot. Right. Is the VCA still an alpha? If it's still an alpha on the GitHub, it's still an alpha. Like, honestly, changing my life. The fact that I don't get glitchy textures is very pleasing, I've got to say. I've got to say now, I'm considering purchasing a... or maybe even leasing. We don't have masses of cash at the moment. Leasing another implement to start doing another field as well, and then we can take things from there. Because we do have to plough up another section, but let's do that because we don't need this kind of long term, another one longer term, but it could help us just in the short term here, couldn't it? Let's not get another horse because we have some of them. Now, these are super wide, 9.9 for the Vedestad, 400 horsepower, 267, 9 meters, 14.3 meters. What's that big Vedestad to lease for a day? 6k. That's not bad. Right, let's get that and let's put the Fendt 1200 on that. The class is going to lap us on the next row. It will. You're right. There they go, working beautifully in harmony. Look at that. It's a dream. The class is just sitting there waiting. Never thought I'd say this. I might have to buy another class. Might have to say, I never thought I'd say this. That's Newcastle winning 2-1. Very good. We need to stop. We need to stop doing these on a Wednesday when there's footy games on. Look, no glitchy textures at all. Look. Granted, I am running at 36 FPS. Now I could bump that if I stuck it on DLSS as well. I might do that, but I've always said this: when it runs at this speed. When it's not a racetrack, you're not getting that stutteriness because you're not going fast. When everything's running this slowly, you don't need 120 FPS or anything like that. So here comes the class though. You're a wizard, mate. Oh, when Trump is saying tariffs. Here he comes, look. It's a fine looking tractor though. I may have tweaked the paint job as well to be a little bit more orange than the regular JCB yellow as well. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. But look at that class in the background. No stopping him, is there? Coming through. Cameron, hey, what map are you on? Look, 1, 2, 3 posts up from where you're at. But yeah, pretty pleased with that, I have to say. I'm going to have to publish my settings now, aren't I? See if it helps anybody else. Right, let's jump back to the yard. That is not the yard. That is not the yard. There we go. That is exactly the tractor we wanted as well. this beast will laugh at the stuff it's got to do. I'm going to manually cut out the bit that we want to improve to bring the two fields together, and then I'll set him on his merry way. Because I guess the we could actually throw the we could go the class onto the planter if we're done in time, couldn't we? Let's go in cab for this. Oh, bad move. I did this the other day. Remember we had the stutteriness last week? Let's come out of cab and hope we've not ruined my frames again. Remember this happened last week? Oh, we're back, see? It's weird, that. Args and I have had that both happen to us. It's almost like the cache doesn't want to cache. Even now it's not caught up 100%. Look, my tyres are still a bit unrendered. Squeeze down here. Not that that car's in any good nick now after we destroyed it before. So we're going to keep this little strip here between these two fields, but over here, let's get this unfolded. Over here, I'm going to have to turn on create fields for this. Oh, it is big, this. Oh, he's gonna laugh at this, isn't he? Let's just zoom out a little bit. So here, that'll cultivate, but if I cross over here, this little gap between the two fields, it won't. So let's just turn on create fields. And we're going to put a nice sweeping corner turn in here, like so. Joining up like so. Nicely done. I don't know why I'm using my keyboard tonight. Then we just need to run down to the bottom, and we have bigger fields. If I haven't updated the NVIDIA drivers yet, Tony, for that very reason. I always wait a couple of weeks, and then by that time I'd already spotted that they were look at this, 9 miles an hour, laughing. See, playing catch up again now. It's almost like once it gets started, it's almost like it needs to play catch up, and then once it's done, it's done. Remember, it started like that with the... Maybe it's just the angle. Let's just find a certain angle where it doesn't look bad. Nardo, last 2 drives black screened your PC. Yeah, it's frustrating when that happens. I've learned that the hard way as well in the past. Definitely always would say, when the new drivers come out, just give it a week or so, or 2. Sometimes they pressure you into it as well. Have you ever had that when NVIDIA overlay stops working straight away, and you can't take screenshots and things like that because they want you to update straight away? That's quite frustrating. Right, here we go. Let's just grab this end bit. See, they're not working very well, but they are working well over there. So, go figure. Ah, Connor, I was wondering how long it would take before we got onto that subject. What did I think about it? So, obviously being a partner, it was shared with us slightly earlier in the week, which explains why a lot of people did kind of videos on it today. I didn't bother because I didn't think there was anything in there massively different to maybe what we already knew. Now, I count us as kind of the kind of hardcore group of the FarmSim community. So we're going to have a very different opinion to, say, somebody who plays casually. Let me just get started here, and then we'll have a good debate about it. I think in the case of Giants, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? Like, all people have moaned about for the last few weeks have been, where are the mods? And then all I read in the comments today, once they'd released that, was, why are you talking to us about mods when there's tons of bugs in the game? Why aren't you focusing on fixing the game first? And you're like, well, yeah, kind of. You've all been asking where the mods are, so what do you want? Do you want the game fixed or do you want mods? Because both isn't really an option. Because they can't hire people. Because what are they going to do in 2 or 3 months when the initial influx of mods dies down? You're gonna make them all redundant again? Yeah, there's a balance between running a company and just throwing people at it. You know, with my business head on, I'm like, you would never do that. You just kind of have to work through the short-term pain. So yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one, and let's be honest, the last few days we've had mods coming out of our ears, so they're clearly picking things up again. They're starting to kind of drive through them and get things done. I think it's just a case of wait. I mean, when was the game? Just 6 months old. We've more mods now than we ever had in 22 at this stage, so I think, people just need to, if they're getting really frustrated with the game, just go outside and go for a walk. Like, don't get stressed about a game. There's enough other stuff in the world that we're worrying about that is probably more important. Let's not get too hung up on it, shall we? Go and play WRC like I am. Simples. It will get there. It will get there. Right. Let's press the button and let that do its thing too. And what do you guys think? I mean, yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, it's annoying that games come out with bugs in them these days. That's not exclusive to Giants. Like, pretty much every game that comes out these days doesn't get a particularly smooth release, does it? Because they know they can patch it because they have the internet. So that's, I suppose, a frustration that we're just going to have to live with modern day gaming. It's not like the old days. If you had a cartridge for a Sega Mega Drive, if the game was bust when you released it, the game stayed bust for forever. And now they know they can patch it after a date. They throw it out and fix it later. The pressure, I think, of trying to get a game out by a launch date overrides the desire to make it 100% bug free. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And Viking, to be honest, I think that's what they were trying to do until the recent kind of uproar on mods, and mods being slow being tested and released. And I think they went, oh, okay, we need to kind of find a better balance here. So they've tried their best to kind of accommodate everybody. And social media makes it a million times worse, exactly. People's default is, in fact, Alien Paul put in the chat of the partners today, it's like ask the question instead of ranting on social media. Get in touch with Giants and say, hey, can I ask you about this, and would you be able to tell me? They'll say yes and tell you if they can, and they'll say sorry, we can't tell you at the moment if they can't. Yeah, it's interesting how upset people get. Ham and Eggs, I've been happy with since the 1.5 patch and with mod releases each step. We're getting tons of mods at the moment, aren't we? And you're right, the textures thing annoys me. It's the only thing left, really, in the game that bugs me. I would love for them, just as this is the final piece of the cake for me, is if they can nail the textures more effectively. I think we're in a good spot, really. There is other stuff that needs polishing and tidying, but like you guys say, there's nothing game-breaking, nothing is stopping anybody playing the game. It's just kind of personal preference on level of quality or detail or whatever, so... but even me playing around with the settings has made me feel a lot better. That's not an ideal angle, of course, but you saw it in the field before with the other two. And again, sometimes now you find the right angle, you don't have that issue, so I just have to live with it. It's me just being a perfectionist and wanting it to look amazing. So, yeah, I need to maybe get over myself. Good evening, Jason Root. How are you, mate? Welcome from South Africa. What would make it easier if modders could add a Discord channel to the mod page? They accept GitHub, but that's not what non-tech people understand. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, accessible for all, right? So there you go, that angle, or zoomed out. If you zoom out more, look, texture's working fine. Get a bit closer. Well, even now it's working fine. There you go, it's gone again now. So yeah, it's definitely maybe a distance thing, maybe a... I don't know. I'm not a techie. I might still keep playing. I know I'm leaving elements in the corner of the field, but I don't think in the grand scheme of things that's going to give us masses more crop. Let's see how we do this little corner that we created now. So clever, isn't it? You can just cut out that little corner. Well, that reminds me, actually, I probably need to take create fields off. It's not even showing up there. But yeah, that create field, and then it just merges the two fields together. I still think it's a bit of a genius. Bit of a genius tool. Right, and those guys in that field are motoring... Well, I say motoring along. The class is motoring along. The JCB's a distant second now. He is your Liam Lawson to your Max Verstappen. I could say that because Argy's not here. And as for this beast, it's just charging on. I don't know why I'm using jewels on everything as well. I just had a hankering for jewel tyres on everything. Oh, a shout out to you, Welsh, for the custom crop textures. I haven't had a chance to put them in yet, but I must give that a go as well. But look at this now. It seems to have settled down almost and is running nicely. There's definitely a distance thing element to it, so let's do that again. Let's zoom in. And see as we drive off now whether or not that changes those textures as well. What have I missed with today's announcement not being on Discord? There is a new blog post. Yeah, look, it's there again. And then if I zoom out, it's not there. So it's a proximity thing, I think. Faxable, they just put a big Q&A out about mods and how they run the modding process. And I think they've been kind of given a bit of a hard time for it. Jewels are only good for running over parked cars and bad steering. You speak facts, my friend. You speak facts. So we'll get... That'll be 2 big fields done, which is good. Oh my god, have I got stones turned on? Please tell me I've not got stones turned on. Not for long, I haven't. Not for long. I think probably the biggest frustration with today, not personally, I don't particularly mind, but I think people were expecting more. I think this is the problem, though. I think... Oh, fieldstone off. Okay, good. But I think in this day and age, people always expect more or have higher expectations than what they're gonna get. I put a little joke in our Discord today saying, what did I say? Community. Why are mods taking so long? We want to know why mods are taking so long. Giants reply, okay, here's a load of information about what we do with the mods. And then the community going, why are you telling us about mods? We want to know when the game's going to be fixed. It's like that. You can't keep all the people happy all the time, right? People always expect more. Yeah. Story of my life, mate. Work. Mrs. FSG. Always slightly disappointed with me. Yeah, I think you're right, Vaxbull. It's an impossible position to be in. Yeah, they've been busy. They have been busy. You can't say they haven't like worked on it in the background. But yeah, you can't. You know, here's a really good example. So when we were in Wisconsin for the preview, we were told by Giants, listen, we're not going to put a lot of the vehicles in the base game. One, because we've decided to kind of focus on new features and gameplay functionality like GPS and things like that. And two, because it makes the game much bigger, therefore slot count on console goes up a lot before you've even installed any mods. So what we want to do is reduce the slot count on mods so people can then add the tractors they want, but not have a load of mods or vehicles sitting in the game that they'll never use. And then when the game came out, everyone's like, there's no vehicles in the game like there was in FS25. Why is there so few vehicles in the game? And then when they released them individually as mods, everybody went, I don't want to have to download every single one of these mods. And the reality is they're going to use 10 or 20. Nobody download, well, loads of people download every mod every day it comes out and then never use them, just to say they've got the mods in their folder. But the reality is they were trying to do something to make it more efficient for console players who are limited on space, and it got thrown back in their face as well. There's no vehicles in the game anymore, and then they've been drip feeding them and adding them as time goes on, and they're like, we don't want them as mods. We want to be able to pick these from our everything in the game. It's like, what can you do? What can you do? Slightly, you're doing great. That's true. As if you look at it like that, Randy. Yeah, I'm actually winning at life. Even in Scratch, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Jason Root, in my honest opinion, what is my absolute favourite tractor to play on in FarmSim? I don't have one, Jason. How about that? What do you say to that? It's mood-based. I mean, I do have a kind of list of favourites, like the Fendt 1050 is a favourite of mine. John Deere 8R, John Deere 8RX, the quad tracks, depending on the type of farm and vehicle on. But then I like some of the older stuff as well. It is, did I say class quad track again? Case quad track. Class Zerion is now the 5000, not the 4000. The 5000 I love. Evening, Nicholas. How are you? Good to have you here. Oh look, the class is on the headlands, and the JCB looks like it's got two up and down still to go. Well, that texture issue's gone completely now. I've zoomed out a little bit. I think I've just discovered it. It's a vicinity to the tractor issue. Right, modders, get on it. That could be overridden. I don't know how, but it can be. Look at that, 3 tractors in the field. Me driving none of them, which is probably the best way. Look, it's back again now. It's definitely the angle you're at as well. I hope they do fix that. I hope it is fixable. Imagine if that's us. It surely has to be fixable. Surely. The new class Zerion 12. You had the pleasure of test driving it today. It's a beast. Ooh, nice, Viking. Lucky you. Lucky you. I have to say, one of my most favourite things I think I've ever done was drive the 715 quad track when we were in Wisconsin. Such a cool tractor. It's so easy to drive. And so comfortable. I can imagine like spending a huge, like a day in a huge field just going up and down in much kind of in luxury, basically. You listen to music. These guys don't. My dad always says, you guys don't know I haven't it made. He used to sit on a cabless tractor in Minnesota in the freezing autumn. That's how bad the modding situation got and the ranting. My dad said to me this week, I see there's a lot of unhappy people in the game at the moment. I was like, where have you read that? He's been keeping an eye on it on Facebook. With a 12-metre Horsch Joker disc. Wow. They need a fair bit of horsepower for that, I guess. Good evening, Dodge. Nice to see you. Now, this is where I work out if I've managed to leave enough turning circle space. Should have done skip rows a bit, shouldn't I? You know, it turned pretty well, that, didn't it? That was nice. Right, we are cooking with gas. I don't know how much VRAM's in a 3070 Driz, to be honest. But I know people with 4090s who are having texture issues as well, so I'm still pretty convinced it's I'm still pretty convinced it's a game issue more than it is a card issue, certainly on the kind of higher end of cards. John Prano, talk about test drives. Went to town yesterday, first time in 4 months. Scary. Evening, Sim Guy. How are you? Well, shout out to Mark Taylor as well for becoming a farm worker there. I missed that. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much for joining in again. Right, let's go and ride. I've had enough fun in the Fent. Let's see what we're doing in here now. Oh, he's doing his headland here. That's an interesting shape, whatever he's done there. Ah, it's because he's leaving gaps for the got foggy again. Oh, look at that. Pretty. Oh, there we go, look. Get rid of the HUD. Very nice, look at that. Morning farming. Beautiful. Klaus, nice to see you. Emu as well. Welcome, welcome. You had to restart the map. The bumps between the field really don't like being messed with. Oh yeah, the high ones. I left them. Thumbnail potential. Oh, there's a screenshot actually, isn't it? There we go. Get the glint on the cab, on the hood there. Take care, Viking. Thanks for dropping in, mate. Always appreciated. Look at that, as we've climbed. So this field is on a bit of a slope. So if we've climbed that little bit higher, the fog has dispersed somewhat. That's a nice touch, isn't it? There is method to the madness. Fog Simulator 25 actually making the game look really, really good. I'm going to post that one on the Discord later. That was a nice screenshot, that. Could it be that the JCB doesn't have all you're correct, Emu. That is exactly why it didn't work. I was getting confused with the 4000 series. This is when they crash into each other, don't they? I think we're far enough apart that they're not going to do that. The only problem, they're a bit slow on the turns here. I could have put rounded turns in, which would have made it a bit easier, but we'd have missed a bit of the crop out, I think. So by doing it this way, at least we know we're going to kind of get everything covered off. As the JCB disappears into the mist at 6 miles an hour, although it looks like he's only got a couple of passes left now, so he'll be good. Now, interestingly, those strips there, I'm guessing that'll be the right-hand side. The JCB's headland there will cover those off. We shall see. Or it might be slightly off. We'll see. I don't think it is. I think they will pick them up. Do I know anything about Whitcomb Park farm map? Only that Oxy's working on it and it will be out soon. Soon. Hashtag soon. That very official measurement of time. And that it looks awesome. It's going to be a beautiful map, that. Don't like the class turning circle. I think the class was certainly better than the JCB turning circle. If you've got it on four-wheel steer, it's a treat. Yeah, it looks stunning. It's going to be the map for FS25, I think. You can see everybody playing it. Any Oxy map is well worth spending some time on, for sure. Cheers, off to see the Rocky Horror Show on. Nice, Chair, that'll be good. I fully expect you to be up and dancing in the aisles, Chair. Don't let me down. I want you giving it full beans to the time warp. This is almost going to be a race now to see if the Fent will do its field in the time it's taken these two to do this field. Look at that silhouette in the background of the Fent. Isn't that nice? I've got to say, if you've not tried this map yet, it is brilliant. It's such a good map. Such a good map. I did say I was going to pull together a community live stream on this, and I am still going to do it. It's been a busy week and I've not had a chance to get around to it yet. But we will 100% get a group of 16 of us doing a massive harvest on a separate to this map, this save, but it just lends itself brilliantly to a bit of a team effort to fill a couple of silage silos for sure. Is the map on modhub? Yeah. It was last time I checked. It's got a vibe close to Oaks and Vintage. I get that, yeah. Just the same kind of similar sized fields and stuff like that, isn't it? Definitely a hint of German to the roads and the buildings and stuff, which, having driven through, Mark will vouch for this, after driving through the German farming area south of Munich last year, it feels very authentic as well, gotta say. Fog moving back again. I see it's dipping in the corner there. So look, we're right out of the fog here. And then we'll dive back into it just in this bottom corner. Love it. How's that Fent doing? That Fent is going to finish. Look, it's got maybe 3 passes? 2 passes? 3, I'm going to bet. And then we'll get the seeder in. Ham is ready. You're always ready, Ham. Champing at the bit. I am a convert to this class as well. These class tractors are lovely. These ones are the ones I find horrible. They're not actually made by class, they're kind of outsourced to somebody else, I think. We have a load of them in the UK and they're just... I've never heard good reports about them, really. Ted, you've been watching the streams on this, hesitant to download because of the additional mods needed, but I will say so far it's working well, playing on PC. I think Ted, because the mods are modhub mods, and they automatically download, if you download the map and don't have the mods, it does it all automatically for you, which is good. And I think there's some benefit to that. I think what I like about that is the fact that if you're a modder who's got a shed in the map, they get the credit for a download there, whereas if they took them out of the mod hub and embedded them into the map, they wouldn't get that credit for the mod. So I don't have an issue with the way that works. I know some people get frustrated with additional mod downloads, but now that the mod hub downloads them manually when you install it, it's less of an issue, I think. What we'll do is we'll put for Welsh. What we'll do is we'll do the application form method, and then we'll draw names out of a hat. And if we have too many and we need to do it twice, the people that don't get in first week can join second week and things like that. So Vent is the way to go. Everybody says that. Vent do have a good rep for sure. And JC, yeah, there's a lot of loyal JCB people as well, for sure. George Fitzpatrick, have you seen the new livery for Red Bull car this weekend? Wonder if it'll make the car go faster. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? That white is really nice. Really, I've got everything crossed for I've got everything crossed for Yuki to do well. I think he feels like he's been thrown to the lions a bit. Ted, agreed. I'm becoming a believer on what you just. Yeah, I think it's fair. Now, if they're mods that aren't in the mod hub and you're expected to go and find them, and you can only get them off dodgy sites, that's wrong. But if you're definitely using mod hub mods, I think there's something fair about it doing it that way. Right. We are on our final headland with this, which is quite exciting, because we're going to use this tractor for the planter, which I wasn't expecting to do, but quite excited about it now. Predicting Liam to outpace Yuki if there's not actually. That is the risk. That V-carb is quite a well-built car this year, isn't it? So far, it looks like it's going to be close. And surely, I think Liam's confidence will go up again this weekend, going back to the team he was used to working with last year. So, I think he's had the shackles released of pressure from the team. Sure, until Crazy Helmet has another opinion. Get a VIP card for the community stream. If you sign up, Boston, you can have one. Right, what's happening here? Tell me you're going to go around the corner. Tell me you're not getting stuck here. Or have you finished? You have finished? Surely not. You can't have finished. Interesting. Nearest waypoint, is it? So we've got a collision issue going on here. Interesting, I didn't expect that to be a thing. Yeah. There's a little collision, something there that's stopping him around that corner? Fence, maybe? Oh well. Problem solving out. I can't actually see where the end point is. Just giving the JCB an excuse to catch up a little bit. I think we'll manually drive the Cedar when we're in here. With a bit of VC8. He's not far off being finished in there either, which is good. And then we can throw these in another field, automated. In fact, we might just put... so what have we linked together? We have got... Let it save. 35 and 34 together as one field. They're definitely smaller though, aren't they? Oh, and 36, so that all becomes one field, this one here. So we'll throw one in there. 37 needs one and 13 needs one as well, because all of these are going to make these corn. So we'll just see how we go. He's way behind now, the JCB, isn't he? Jeez. Yeah, take the chainsaw, the problem is I'll remove the fence, hide the fence. Oh, those textures though, at this distance anyway, looking way better. Again, if we zoom in, we might get some issues. But we're not even getting issues zoomed in. It's almost like the cache has caught up with the job in hand, isn't it? Which is interesting. Mental note on that one. I'm actually running a few NVIDIA filters as well. Just kind of bumped the color, tweaked the colors slightly the other day. Look, we've got... What have we got? We've got color and brightness and contrast running. And it's just kind of set the colors off quite nice, actually, which I have to say I've not really used before, but it was nice playing with those. Crit C, is that JCB 100? It is, yes. I just assumed it would be OP because it's a big tractor, but yes, it is 440 horsepower required, and that's crawling along at 6 miles an hour compared to the 9 here. NVIDIA has a nice sharpness filter too. Yeah, no, they do some good stuff. Ah, there we are. Look, end of the row. For this guy. Job done. Look at that. Brilliant. Thank you, AI Worker C. Thank you for your service. Hurry up, JCB. I'll be back in a minute with a planter. Hey, Skeeter. Yeah, here as well. Welcome, welcome. We'll use next on this. Maybe. Maybe for the harvest. Although this is corn, this is a... We're going to do a maize harvest on this, silage. So, as we expand the farm, we might move in. What my aim with this was kind of to run the BGA. So, I mean, we could use this to plant, I suppose. We're going to use a traditional one now, but maybe for fertilizer or application of slurry or something like that. Yeah, we'll have a think about it for sure. We may even buy some more fields and put some more crops in at some point as well. So, never say never. I am looking for an excuse to use the Nexat, actually. We might actually buy some big fields a little bit further away from where we are. Treat it as almost a separate farm. This fog is hanging about today, isn't it? I wonder if I bump us up to 2 times, see if it clears a bit quicker. Oh. That field's taking a beating. That shed's taking a beating. Right. You are going onto the planter now. Grimoire, is this a phone app? No, this is a PC and console game. But that's a bit of a dead giveaway with the steering wheel and stuff at the bottom of the screen there, because you're on the vertical, so you can see that. The Herd, nice to see you. How are you doing? And João Pedro, all the way from Brazil. Hello, my friend. Nice to have you here. Hey, Semper's in as well. As is Skewer. Right. First things first. Let us load up with some liquid fert. Oh look, why am I getting... That was interesting, wasn't it? Fert and then seed over here. Because this is the other field that we're going to be cultivating in a little while. Oh, turning circle. Not really working very well there with the planter on. Mental note there. Oh, I didn't think I was going to go under there for a minute. I'm going to have to reverse this in the shed a bit here. We have got those on a trailer, so if we need a refill we can run that into the field, but just for now I'll leave it in the shed and then we can worry about it later. This is never coming back out, is it? It's going to get wedged around that door. Jubaham, nice to see you. Hey Eric as well, nice to see you. Why do tillage when you can direct plant with this one? Oh, good question. I don't know. I just, any direct plant with this one? I didn't think you could. I thought this was not direct plant, but there you go. There's discs, you're right. Why not? I don't know what I'm doing. Evening, Wolfie. Why am I getting squares around the... What have I pressed? Debug mode is light source, audio source. Right, I think that's everything. No, still on there, look. Why am I getting boxes around the seeders when I'm refilling? I must have something... Very odd. Right. Let's see how far that JCB has gone now. I am gonna, before I check that, let's just have a look at Garage Mod, hopefully coming soon to the Mod Hub too. 305 horsepower, so that won't take it. Oh, so 400, that should have run that Joker pretty well. 296, that's doing nothing. 517 for that. 530 for that. I don't have a tractor with enough horsepower. I might need to swap this actually. This needs a pretty chunky amount of horsepower as well though, doesn't it? What is our seeder? What is our planter, beg your pardon? 360, so cracky. I am short of big tractors. I am doing well, thank you, Wolfie. Appreciate you asking. I am doing grand. I actually really look forward to these Wednesdays at the moment. I know my content has been slightly on the lighter side recently, but this is definitely an enjoyable one at the moment for sure. Right, I'm just gonna park you there. Let this geezer try and finish his job. You know what we could do actually? Because the fence is finished, let us help this guy. Can I up the power on an existing tractor? Yes, actually. I might be able to. That's a good check. Good call. God. So what can I max this out at? What's it running at the moment? 306. Yeah, 400. So I've got it chipped already. I can't go any higher on that JCB. I can't go any higher on that JCB. So, I think we are where we are with it. But what I might do... That next field isn't as big. I'm going to speed things up here by just throwing this in. And I'll do a lap in this. While he's messing about. I don't know where he's going now. Where is he going now? We'll not worry about that though, will we? Chuck the Vaderstad on the ground. No messing. Could almost do two just a little bit further apart. See? What is he doing? Right, problem solved. Definitely selling that though. Replace it with another Fendt, I think. Jules should give it more grip, but that's the only thing I can think of. I can't think of any other reason why it wouldn't want to play ball. Just appears to have stopped in the middle of the field as well. Can't get the help. His horse pill's kicking. No worries, Hamish. Feel better soon, mate. X was, hello, nice to see you. Right, this shouldn't take too long with this. We have been cultivating and just rambling on about a load of random stuff for the last hour. I've got a challenge to see if we can get these two fields planted. What should we do with that JCB? Hands up for selling the JCB and replacing it. And what do we replace it with? And do we find a little bit more money from somewhere, if you know what I'm saying? Power tools. I'm sure we've got some bits of equipment we could sell off as well. Probably raise the funds by another Fendt and 1050. JCB getting canned. More power, more power! Right, we'll do it. He didn't even bother finishing his field. He had one job. He had one job. Average JCB. Savage. Savage. Buy another class. Oh, you will. Might be out of my price range, but that's not a bad idea. Quite like the idea of that. Right, I'm going to go to 2x on my time, just to see if we can shift this fog before the end of the episode. Right, if I put that on autopilot, and hopefully point it roughly in a straight line, means we can go into here, we can ship that JCB Fast Track 254 it's worth. Sell, yes. And that one that's in the field there, let's make sure we get the right one. Horse. Tiger Mate there, and Tiger Mate in the middle of the field. The Tiger Mate in the middle of the field is the older one, so we'll sell that. 73 for that. Okay, is there anything else that we need to ship? I don't think so at the moment. Let's just make sure we're pointing in the same direction. Okay. 509,000. What does that give us in tractor choices? Ooh. Just come back here and do this corner. What's dev controls? Nothing here. I know, I'm trying to play sensibly. I do have a 1050 Vario. Liam Bolgi. Do I farm in real life? No, I grew up on a farm. My dad had a farm, so I used to work on the farm, but not done it for a good few years now. I'm going to pick up these little bits, these straggly bits. I'm intrigued to run some grass over a field like this because look at that. Look at the lighting there. That is pretty good. These textures aren't flickering either anymore, which is quite nice. No John Deere, please. Why not, Klaus? Why not? If it's green, they're all green, they're all the same, aren't they? Steiger Quadtra. I don't think I've got the money for that, Boston. We'll get on this long strip again and we'll jump back into the shop. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, folks, if you wouldn't mind. That definitely helps. Definitely helps the channel and helps the game. Helps the game? Helps people find the channel and the stream. Don't think it helps the game. You'll lend me. John Deere owners are your biggest customers. You're a fire safety officer. Is that right? Right. Let's grab this. Let's loop round, point it in the right direction. They have an ugly green. I don't like the colour. That's one point of view. Slightly hurt now. I based my whole logo off the John Deere colours. Right. 685 for a quad track. 495. So we could afford another. Well, that's only a 420 though, isn't it? What horsepower is that rocking? 462 straight out of the box. That's already 525. It's rocking tracks, that's why. So, what's the verdict? Mama Ty, how you doing? Right. Right, Boston's donating. There we go. Let's donate. He's still not telling me what to buy. What am I getting? There we go. We've just had a 500,000 bank loan to help us. Class. I'm getting some votes for class here. Steiger quad track. I have to. Do I have to get a Steiger because, or a quad track because you've class? Oh, I think you might be outvoted here, mate. With tracks, are we going for the 4,000 with tracks, or are we going for the 5,000? Oh, I did equals, didn't I? That was silly. Plus 500,000. There we go. Cool mill in the bank now. $5,000 with jewels, but we have that already. We don't want to buy the same one, do we? John Deere 9R. I would annoy everybody now and go and buy a John Deere 9R. Farmer Jolly, nice to see you, buddy. How's things? Tracks work right. An old Mammoth. I'm going for a 4,000 class with tracks. Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Thank you very much. Nice to see you. Z-Tour. I'm sorry, Deku the goat. I don't remember. Sorry. The one farmer disking in your 8200 John Deere. That's great. I love it when folk are actually in real live tractors. Kubota, Landini, Antonio Carrera. Let's see how it pulls that. I'm really liking this cultivator though. I think this might be staying. I think this is actually nicer than the Jokers. Let's go out here because we're blocking the path there with the class. No US mod. That's we have to make sure that we're kind of region authentic. How about that? That's our remit for deciding whether or not we use them or not. So we will go for the 4,000 class with the tracks. Argsy and I used a McCormack and a Landini on our No Man's Land in FS25. Marius, this is a 1050, but I've got a 930 and I've got a couple of 728 and maybe a 724 as well. And I think I've got a 500 over here somewhere as well. Just towing fertilizer. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a Fent farm. No offence. See what I did there? I'm here all week. Right. So there's the bit we filled in. Right, we're going to have to turn on create fields here. Oh, we're already on create fields. Good. Right, let's get this set up and running, because we can come to this later. Dad joke alert. Very German of me. Well, it is a German map, so we're being authentic, shall we say. And having been to the Fent factory, which is awesome, they do make a good tractor. Right, course play. No course. Wow, that is an ugly field. Okay, why is it not okay. We would have to manually, we've painted it, so we're gonna have to manually draw all over that. Give us your best dad joke. Alright, I'll tell you what, because it's after 10 PM. We are a family show, but... Well, it's no, there are no swear words in this joke. There are no swear words in this joke. It might just sound like a swear word. I went to a very bad zoo the other day. I only saw one animal, and it was a dog. It was a Shih Tzu. Oh. King Hunter, it is indeed fog. Come on. Well, Nightbot got upset. Nightbot got upset with King Hunter though. Come on, Welsh. Alright, you want another one? I think I've told this one before. Did you know the people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones? But the people in Abu Dhabi do! I'm terrible for remembering them. When I remember them, there's another one that... Oh. Nardo's out. He's like, time out. Trying to think now. See, when you put under pressure. I know loads of them. Never remember them when the pressure's on. But the zoo one is a personal favourite of mine. Absolutely. The first time I heard that, I was killing myself laughing. Oh, we're off now. We've been here before. The floodgates are open now. We'll fill these bits in, and then we'll finally start planting at 10:23. An hour and a half of cultivating, and you're all still here. Nothing yet, Eric. No, we're a bit in the dark. Hopefully, I mean, they know it's a challenge, or they're not a challenge, but they know it's an issue. I think it's probably quite a core focus for them, so we'll just have to wait and see. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do. I might have to paint that back in. That's going to cause me some issues in the corner there. Potentially. Quite like to cover this off and then turn off create fields, because it could cause me a whole heap of issues. Bye. That's terrible. Goes into the dad joke hall of fame straight away. Oh, somebody crashed their fast track into a house in Chester today. I better check my dad wasn't driving for the contractor today. So they don't have fast tracks. Hey Alex, how you doing, mate? Here we go. We are very close to that tree, yeah. Gives me the fear. Come back and deal with that. We might just step in and put some texturing over that to stop that from becoming an issue. Might just do it now, actually. While we're here, just tidy up that corner, shall we? If we can. The camera will let us get that close. There we go. Painting! There we go. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Go, a little bit of grass to cover the mess I've made. Okay, that's not what we're meant to do. That's alright, we can plough that under. There we go. Nothing to see here. Beautiful. Okay. Keep still, camera. There we go. J-Bot the wheel. He's close enough. He's close enough. Good evening, Paul Wright. Well, good morning to you, sir, I should say. Day just started for you, I'm guessing. Right, have I got the edge of that? Or am I going to have to go back over it? I think I got it all, didn't I? We'll soon find out when there's a gap in the field at the end. He does like his he does indeed like his JCBs. Right, here we go. Finish this off and then planting, finally planting. We'll buy a new tractor and we'll go planting. It won't take him long to do this with this drill? Cultivator? Well, it's going to be too wide, but it looks like we're going to nail this perfectly, actually. Actually quite pleased with the way I smoothed these out as well. Never like joining fields together. But actually the sculpting tools were not bad today. Got away with it. See, we've got no redraw on the textures again here. Go figure. The real test will be on things like mown grass and things like that, won't they? That's where we'll know if we've absolutely solved the problem. No, don't know anything about Elmer, to be honest. The usual story, right? It'll be in the mod hub when it's in the mod hub. Kind of run the field into the bank of the stream there as well, haven't I? So there we go. Right. Just fire this up wherever we are now. No course. See, look, it's found it now. Fieldwork settings, margin, headlands 2. Go another headland. Generate fieldwork course. Wash. That's going to be a bit tight through there, isn't it? Other than that, I just dropped it back down to 2 headlands because it's going to only fit 2 in there. Right. First waypoint, which is right next to us, so let's just help him out a bit here, shall we? Which direction is that going in? This way. Let's whip him round. Here we go. Right, 3, 2, 1, bang. Come back and see you in a little bit. Right. Shopping. 4,000 with tracks, that was the agreement, wasn't it? That's the 462 version. That's the M-Play version. We don't want that. 4.5 gives a little bit of extra horsepower. 490, there you go, beautiful. Additional weights. Do we need any additional weight? Let's bump it up a little. It's always nice to have a bit more. Design line. Silver grille or black grille. Looks nice with the black in my view. Attacher. Heavy front weight. I'm going to take a 3-point on the front. That could come in handy at another time. Ooh. What do we think to that? No, let's go legit, shall we? Class white. Mr. Mars, when's new maps releasing on the modhub? We demand to know. Oh dear. I see you've not lost your sense of humour, Mr. Marcel. It's good to see you here. Oh, look at that mess of a turn there. That's awful. That's going to be ugly to resolve. I think I might have to do some painting over there, or we'll be planting in the river. We'll come back to that. Paint it John Deere, imagine. Poor Klaus would be like, does not compute. Right. Tyler's playing the same game. Good for you, Tyler. Nice to hear it. Hope you're enjoying it, mate. Turn off create fields. Thank you, Eric. Nearest waypoint. Let's turn off create fields. Why? And off we go again. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, I was going to get my new tractor, wasn't I? There it is. Oof. Schultz, nice to see you, buddy. How's things? No worries, Cher. Take care. Enjoy the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Right, we're throwing this into the field across the road, and then we are there. Beefy. Didn't clip it on the roof of the shed as well. We're making progress. BMX, hey, you've got a good opinion on the Farm 6. I bought 2 the other day for excavator operating, just seeing if people like them. I think they're brilliant, mate. I am biased though. But no, I genuinely think they're one of the best peripherals you can treat yourself to for the game, for sure. Build quality is really, really good. Very customizable. I'm running 2 as well. I've got 1 hidden under here that you can't see. But yeah, they're great. I love them. Love them. Right. No. 2 headlands. Start work. Generate. Simple as that. Start job. And I bet I've gone... He went nearest, but I think he's actually gone with first. Right. It's taken us nearly all night, but we're getting there. They will still work without a wheel, right? Yes, on PC they will, not on console. You need a supporting wheel on console. Right, here we go. Here we go. I need to kill that course. Let's roll on in here. Let's unfold this. Which, if I remember, in 22 takes a little bit of time. There we go. And we will fire up the planter. This sounds, if it's the right one, it sounds lovely when you fire it. This is a nice little combo actually, isn't it? Just spotted there something. I'm just going to check. I'm too far away now. I thought that building there had lost all its textures, but it looks fine there. I think sometimes from a distance textures are away, but then close up they're quite blurry still. Right, we're going to VCA this one. Although I do need to be pointing relatively straight. In fact, I might run us along the edge here just to get our VCA set up. Hops isn't an option. I wonder if it'll ever be in-game. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We'd all start making beer. Unofficially, of course. Right, about there I would say. Look at the compression of the soil on this. I'd love to actually get this in with tracks again and see. I'm not sure if the 5000 comes with tracks as an option. VCA, that is not the width I wanted. Set width. There we go, that's the width. Beautiful, right. Let's get lined up. And we'll head off. Yeah, we'll not start on the headlands. We'll do the internals first. And we'll give ourselves enough breathing space by doing 2 headlands, I think. There we go. Where's my course gone? There we go. Right, listen aloud. When this fires up, I'm going to zoom in. John Deere attached to a class must be sacrilege. Corn. Planting. There's not much of a difference in the old texture, is there? And that is why we use VCA when we can. Or other GPS systems are available. Are the shooting stars across the screen an issue with your video card, the game, or a combo of both? Shooting stars? Do you mean the little white bits of fluff and particles in the air? They're part of the game. If you're getting a vapor trail behind them, Alan, that is your version of DLSS that is installed with the game. It's an NVIDIA problem. NVIDIA's DLSS leaves a lot of ghosting on a lot of games, not just FarmSim. I have put a different version of DLSS in, and there's a list of them that work with FarmSim, and I don't have it to hand now, but I might drop it on the website, and then people can grab it. Thought it would be. There could be bees. There's something. See, I get a little bit of it here, but less so. Could be bees, could be butterflies, could be leaves, could be dandelions. Who knows? Right, I'm going to skip a row to get the turn in. There we go. Again, I'm losing my textures here, but if I zoom out a bit, they work. Right, see how much of this we can get done before the end. We've got 20 minutes. Can we do this field in 20 minutes? I think it's wishful thinking, but we'll do our best. And hopefully by that time, the cultivators will have finished in the other fields. We can probably see, yeah, there's the other class running in that field over there. We'll struggle to see the Fent. Leaving tyre marks, some of the tyres on the... Oh, it's struggling a bit with this, isn't it? A bit more detail going on. Boston's banging that quad track drum. I don't think they sell quad tracks in Europe. Or if they do, nobody buys them. I don't know if that's true. I've seen one in the UK, but they'll be few and far between just because the farms aren't big enough for... The majority of farms aren't big enough for a quad track. I will do that, Welsh. There's actually a very good website where I got the information from, so it's a pretty easy fix. You basically just drop the new version into a folder. Somebody at some point could go through and test them all and see if some are better than others. No, you boycott the US thing. Well, that's a bit of a theme at the moment, isn't it? I take it back, maybe we could do this. They did. That's one of my favourite episodes, that. When Hammond's driving it through the town. Getting to know the locals. Building a rapport with the locals or something, he says, doesn't he? Ollie Blogs has one. Yeah, we have the farm that I go to when I go down to see my folks has got a 620. Thanks, Nardo. I appreciate that you acknowledge it. As outsiders looking in, we kind of a little bit scratching our head at some of the things going on at the moment. I'm sure you guys are too. Mike. Hey, Mike. I can't give you a hard time either. You're quite good in a rally car. I will get you before the end of the season, though. That's my aim. That is my aim. Right. Here we go. Loving VCA. American that can get out, it might be Ken Block. Yeah. Did you see Travis Pastrana trying to do the flat spin in the Huckster? He released a video this week. I don't have a sim race schedule shot. I'm basically playing quietly in the background. But I should do some more content on that channel because I'm really enjoying it at the moment. We have a club though, we have a rallying club if you want to join that, Schultz. We tend to do one rally a week. So we try and follow the WRC series. So we did Kenya when Kenya was on. Next one is Portugal in a few weeks. But in between we kind of fill the time with other rallies as well. Yeah, he kind of messed it up, doesn't he? I'm sure he's going to come back for more. He'll pull it off at some point, I'm sure. Anybody at all, Farmer Jolly? If you go to the sim racing chat on the Discord, I think it's a pinned... The club is a pinned post on there, so you can just join in. I'm having a little bit of a frame rate issue now. See that? Almost like the graphics card runs out of batteries. I think it might be on offer still on Steam at the moment. It was cheap as chips a few weeks ago. We picked the whole game up plus all the DLCs for about $17. I was up and then I'm down. Damn it! I'd already lowered it. Thought I hadn't. Press the button again. Although the weight of that was quite good. The weight of that didn't concertina up. Hey, FarmSim Bob. Yeah, we've got 3 or 4 good run. We've got 3 or 4 good games coming up, and then the end of the season for us, we've got Man U, we've got Chelsea, we've got Arsenal. We've got. I'm that concerned about Man U, to be honest. They're pretty terrible at the moment, but they could always surprise us. And Napoleon, do I know tractors from Ursus? I do indeed. Nardo, when did I hit 100k? I hit 100k at the end of Feb, and since then I've barely done any content, so I'm still on 100k. I think about 100,500 subs now. Where are you buying your chips? 17 quid. It's a quality measurement of financial cash, that. Great live stream, but it was a fantastic live stream. Racing. Oh! I saw a video the other day as well of somebody that put a Hayabusa engine in an ape. Hilarious. The sim race guy has 429. So if you want to all head over there and support me, that would be lovely too. I think if you do !RSG, you get a link to the channel as well. Go and watch me. Go and check out the new triple screens I got for it. I treated myself when I sold my business and got some trips, and they're awesome. The sense of speed is off the charts. How we do? I think we might just about get this field done. We're barely planting anything, which is interesting. Our seed rate is tiny. I'm going to have an annoying overlap on this last bit, but that's okay. We'll make that work. And when am I... do you know, I'm trying to decide what to do, whether or not I plumb... Because I've changed the whole setup, and I'm running triple 32-inch screens. There's not a lot of power left for capturing or streaming using OBS, so I'm trying to work out whether or not I plug it into the edit suite, or I run it as a separate camera. So the last video that I did, having a separate camera in the background and running it on OBS the other way might be the option. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions for how I do it. Or I just run it with one of the center screen of the triples running. Or maybe a multiple angle. I don't know. It's all new. It's all new to me. Sure, I can find a way. Dual stream. I've got a streaming PC. That's what I'm doing tonight. But it's only set up for FarmSim on this this is my FarmSim gaming PC here. But there's definitely, yeah, I just need to do some system setup. I almost, do you know, who else has this? But every now and again you just want to unplug everything, pull everything out, rearrange it, tidy all your cables up, and reset everything again. And I kind of feel like I'm at that point. I've added so much stuff and built so much stuff onto the PCs over time that it's all, like, behind them, it's a bit of a mess. So I'd love to be able to tidy up. But yeah, I think, Mike, what you're saying there, that setup every and the last vid, it really gives that sense of speed and on the wider monitors. Brilliant. Yeah, I look at it and go, oh. Actually, I was away this weekend and Mrs. FSG came in and hoovered and dusted and cleaned and tidied. It's been driving her mad for weeks. No worries, Oz. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. We're nearly there. I reckon we can get this field done. Can't leave an unfinished field, can we? That's poor show. But yeah, no, I've been playing the rally, and like I'm at the moment I'm trying to do a rally a night. I've got it turned up to 80% on the AI now. I keep turning up and turning up and turning up. Aim is to get it to 100% on the AI so I can get closer to meeting Mike, who is a rocket ship. FarmSim Bob, I returned your FarmSim to Thrustmaster because the buttons became really stiff, but their customer service has been excellent. Resolving that is good to hear. FarmSim Bob. I did all the cleaning and cable tidying today as I built the new FlexiSpot disc. That is when you do it, actually, isn't it? That is when you do it. Yeah, Jimmer is not one for a clean setup, is he? That's what I've got here, Schultz. You can see it, actually, I think, in the... Yeah, so that's running my... in fact, I've got a trip, so I've got vertical stream, horizontal stream, and then up there there's my OBS, and my stream stuff up there, and then the game in the middle one. And that's the sim dashboard. I'm going to say it's my other hobby. Buying gadgets. In fact, Mike, you talk the truth. You talk the truth. Hey, Nolan, how you doing? This is Schwesing Bahnhof, which is a 4X map. It's in the modhub. It's a sleeping giant. Been there since very early on, and it's incredibly well put together map. I love it. Will I subsoil after harvest? I will need to subsoil or plough, yes, Blue, because we're putting corn in here. So it will absolutely chew through the soil, and it will need a bit of a birthday afterwards for sure. Best 4X out right now. There you go. 4X, so it's 4 times bigger than a standard size map, Blue Butterfly. Massive. To give you some context here, look, we're running in this quite big field here. If I come out of this, there's the field we're in. Let's see if it'll give me enough time to zoom out. There's the field we're in. Look how tiny it is compared to the entire map. But then look how big the field is when you're in it. Brilliant. Did I sell my business for tax reasons? No, no, no. I sold it because it was the right thing to do. I sold it to my employees. Or, not sold it. It's gone into a trust for my employees. Me and my partner are going to stay in the business and work for the next few years. But we're going to set the team up for... success, and then I can retire and they can go and run a very, very well built business. That was the dream behind it when we started it, and we've managed to realise it pretty quickly, which is great. Mike, I'm not saying your second name, but welcome from Wales, mate. How are you? Normal maps are not 2x. Normal maps are 2 kilometres. They are a 1x or a 2 kilometre by 2 kilometre map. Does my wife know I'm my partner? Yes. Business partner. Stop looking for trouble, Mike. Nolan, how am I liking the game? Yeah, I'm waiting for it to become its best version of itself. There we go. How tactfully was that put? Just checking. Yeah. Is it not okay? Head, you're just gonna mess with my head. I'm trying to shut this. How have I managed to open? Oh, there we go. Close the cab. There we go. Shut the door. Door was open. What you want is like, what's his name? He wrote Discworld and things like that. Forgotten his name all of a sudden. He had like 6 monitors, didn't he? He looked like a investment banker. But he was a writer. Just had loads of screens. I'm not even bothering to lift this cedar now. I'm just doing the turns with it down. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. We've got 70, according to this, 78 likes and 113, 111 of you watching. We've got to at least match the number of viewers with the number of likes. Terry Pratchett, thank you, Mike. My old age showing there. Yeah, if you ever Google Terry Pratchett computer screens, there's a brilliant images of him working in his office. Is there a way to get 2 combines to work together in a field on Xbox? I tried to set them up to skip a pass and then start the second one on the skip pass to the first combat. That doesn't work. Not... I mean... In essence, you would have to maybe start one at one end of the field and start one at the other end, but it's always going to be a compromise. It will get hung up sometimes and get stuck. So yeah, not really. It would always be a bit of... I mean, you could set one up in the middle and one to do the headlands. That's another option you've got available to you. Thank you, Ted. When you start beating me regular, I'm going to get one of those mobile billboards to your house. I thought I'd done really well on Kenya. And then you lot rock up last minute and you and Jan sort me out. So we did Kenya last week, and Mike and Yanar were less than a second at the end. It was like 0.2 of a second over the course of 6 stages and about 100 kilometers of racing. When harvesting beets with multiple harvests is racetrack the best approach. Anything that leaves the spout on the outside, so you could do lands as well, or racetrack. Both of them should work. That's the only problem with lands, though. You've got to space them out. That is the only frustration with lands. You've got to almost send one down to the other end of the field and then flip them around. But they can then sometimes run too close to each other. So racetrack could be a good option. Yeah, JSARC, that's unfortunately, I think, one of the limitations of the in-game workers is that they was in reverse 3 times on that rally. Me too. Me too. I've run that rally again with a proper setup, long suspension and you know, soft shocks, and you can pin it down that 1,000 meter straight without any movement at all. But that base game setup is, how we all managed to get to the end of that is beyond me, because the base game setup is appalling. I think it's appalling for any track, but particularly on a bumpy one. Just getting my flow, Mike. Getting my flow. That is not set up for success. Right, how am I going to do this? Do this headland, run back across the top, and then run down the bottom. I think that's how we'll do it. But we are going to do this. We have gone over slightly. I thought we might do this by 11, but 10 past. We'll get it done. Farmer Shadow. It's one of the ones that's probably not a bad one to miss because it is brutal. Although that said, Portugal coming up is not much better. In fact, I would argue that Portugal might even be harder. We'll find out in a few weeks. I left this too late to turn. I'm going to crash into the tree. Yeah, so more people joining the rally club, the better. If you want a bit of chilled, friendly racing, nobody falls out with anybody, or hasn't done yet. Mike and I are close. Of course I take the corners better than you. I'm European, we go both left and right. Corners better than I. Watching yours and Jan's has made me rethink my high-speed corner entry as I can watch your... Yeah. Interesting. Now, there's always space for... It's not about sometimes being the fastest, is it? It's about car position with rallying. If the winner isn't using their bragging rights, do they really... Exactly. And I tell you, the setup, in fact... I don't have my phone here, or I could demo it. There's an app for the... for RaceNet, which is the EA thing. And you can watch, you can map your car over, so I could look at Mike's time. I could map my car and it does a little 3D real-time tracking of your 2 runs together. It's so clever. So clever. Chad, thank you for joining, my friend. Take care. Hey, Cranks. I took your advice, mate. I've merged some fields together. I merged these 2 together. And I merged the 3 across the road together. You can see the Fent in the bottom there, just finishing that one off. New classes. Nardo, I was curious why you used miles per hour. I thought England was metric system. England is metric and imperial mix. We're a bit of both. We are the anomaly out there. So road signs are in miles per hour, and we measure speed in miles per hour on the roads. Yet, loads of stuff is metric too. There is no logic to it. Absolutely no logic to it whatsoever. We are the only country in the world that can recite both. Our pizzas are still in inches. Our nuts and bolts are in millimeters. Technically, we drive on the right side or the left side. You can argue whether it's the right side or not. Argsy will fight you on that one as well, because he drives on the same side as us. The correct side. Jonathan Mabry, I found playing on FS25 with just a keyboard and controller is too hard now. There are just too many variables. Is there such a thing? Right, let's quickly get this last bit of headland done now. And then we can all go about our business. He says as he doesn't lower his cedar down. I've enjoyed that. That's feels like a good bit of work done. We've cultivated a lot of ground and we've got our first field planted. I may do these offline and have them back ready for something next week. Or maybe switch it up. Maybe do some contracts, do some harvesting. Maybe get the Nexat. And the Nexat is a nice idea. I like that from before. Blue Butterfly made a good suggestion there, so I might look at that. Obviously it'll be a demo. It's not going to cost us anything. Thought I'd missed that bit there, but it's just pattern difference. I am pleased the way my textures are behaving as well. It feels like a bit of a success for us after months of being really frustrated by it. Right, can I... Yeah, we're going to overlap here. Sorry, whoever's grass is next door. You're getting some corn in it. Which is interesting, because it's not our field. How many fields on this map? Hundreds. Hundreds. Oh, we're going to clatter. Oh, we've run out of fertilizer as well. Right at the end. Oh well, that, I think, is a sign, isn't it? Helping the neighbours out, yeah. Even if he didn't want it, he's getting it. Can I override this without any fertin? Oh, I can. Good. Right, we're just going to plant this last strip without any fertiliser in it. That's just the way it's going to be, and I'm going to drive it freestyle because we're going to hit trees if we stay in VC8. So we'll just head up to the 2 FPS train at the top there. That better be in the next fix list as well. See? Always got the business head on, Mike. Yeah, I've got to roll it as well. Good point. We've got a really nice big Dalbo roller sitting there. Nardo. Oh, I pressed the wrong button there. There we go. How many fields on the map? I'm seeing 165, 167, 242 fields total. That's a lot of fields. And they're not small either. Oh. I blame you, Nardo. Yeah, he did a good job. He did a really good job on this map. A really good job. It's fantastic. Slightly shabby end to the work there, but there we go. We will roll it. We are going to try and optimise the yield in this as much as we can. Imagine how much crop we're going to get off this. Whew. It's going to be huge. I hit that corner kind of nice. Steering changes on keyboard, FarmSim Bob. It's a bit more twitchy, I've noticed. I mean, I don't use keyboard a lot, but sometimes I just, if I'm fiddling around in a yard somewhere, sometimes I just jump on the keys and do it, and it does feel very twitchy, for sure. You just provide the distraction on the distracted one. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Right. There we go, folks. Big field planted, and we'll reverse into the corner and get that last little bit there. Oversteers on corners, yeah. On keyboard, I dropped my steering angle, actually, on my default for my wheel was 900 degrees. I've dropped it to 700. I think that made a massive difference. There we go. Right, job done. Get this folded. We'll go and fill it up with fertilizer. Fold in your own time. It takes forever to fold, doesn't it? Come on. You gonna fold? I don't believe it is. Are you ever gonna fold up? You know what, I might leave it there anyway, because we're going into this field next, and I'll just bring a trailer along with some more fertiliser on it. That's what I'll do. Left first, there you go. See, Cranky's here. Cranky always knows. There we go. It's just a bit slow, like me. Glass has to just chuck another dig in there. John Deere nonsense. Right. If you're watching and you haven't hit the like button, hit it. We're so close to matching our current views with the number of likes. And then I can go to bed happy. Done project. This is indeed FS25. Yes. Right, there we go, folks. Thank you very much, all of you, for hanging out. Yeah, cranky. Reset. Reset. Yeah, that was good fun. I hope you're enjoying this, loving this map still. Go check it out if you're not. I will try my hardest to get the stream set up, community stream set up in the next week or so, and then we can dive in and get that done. And apart from that, have a good rest of your week. I hope the weather's good where you are. I know we're set for a few extra nice days over the next coming days, so take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.